What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Stone Cold returning to WWE, did WWE leak Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble opponent, Brock breaks character hilariously, a WWE superstar sent home, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check us out on TikTok. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Now, our first story looks at Stone Cold returning to WWE. Atop in today's news is a report on the huge guest for WrestleMania 38. With the WWE's flagship show taking place in Texas, rumors are flying that Stone Cold Steve Austin could show up at next year's Showcase of the Immortals. WrestleVotes is reporting, talked to a few different sources this weekend and heard the same thing. WWE is very interested in having Steve Austin as part of WrestleMania this year in Dallas. Not in a wrestling role, but a meaningful part of the event outside of just appearing. Up to creative at this point. Might Austin appear in a role such as a special guest referee? It'd be a good choice to enforce the rules between Brock Lesnar vs Roman Reigns, a match that is rumoured to take place at WrestleMania. Next up, WWE leaked Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble opponent? As riveting rumours are making the rounds concerning Roman Reigns' Royal Rumble opponent. Although Reigns is currently preparing to fight back the challenger Brock Lesnar at Day 1, Cultaholic thinks that WWE may be preparing for someone else to face the tribal chief at the Royal Rumble. If recent WWE live events are anything to go by, Roman Reigns will have a new challenger for the Universal Championship at this year's Royal Rumble pay-per-view. Drew McIntyre has regularly been teaming up with the New Day on live events in the past few weeks in six-man tag team action against Reigns and the Usos. McIntyre, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are being advertised to face the Bloodline on house shows in January as well, and live events are traditionally an indicator of what is to come to television. While it's currently unknown if the WWE plans on pitting the Scottish Warrior against Reigns at the Royal Rumble, it's a fascinating scenario for two reasons. The first is that it suggests Lesnar will come up short against Reigns once again, a situation that WWE needs to book well to keep Lesnar from looking like just the latest of Roman's human sacrifices. A second, a Drew vs Roman program could be a bad sign for McIntyre, as the current talk is for Lesnar to face Reigns at WrestleMania 38. If so, things don't look too promising for McIntyre, as he's arguably the most viable contender for Reigns with the exception of Lesnar. What do you guys think of these potential scenarios? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, growing divide between WWE and AEW. Battle lines are apparently being drawn as the competition between WWE and AEW heats up. The Madman Wrestling podcast Andrew Zarian discussed the situation, saying, "Spoke to multiple sources yesterday and they feel like many would not go to the other side if there was an opportunity. Either you're Team WWE or Team AEW for many." According to Zarian, some wrestlers are concerned whether AEW President Tony Khan, who describes WWE contracts as temporary arrangements, will honour AEW contracts. This question is being raised after the Jacksonville Jaguars fired its coach Urban Meyer, and an ESPN report that the team, which is owned by the Khan family, intends to withhold the remaining money owed on Meyer's contract. It's worth mentioning that the Jaguars' organization is claiming Myers was fired for cause, which voids the team's obligation to pay the remaining salary. Are wrestlers and pundits like Zarian making too much of the Jaguars situation? Next up, more speculation on Bray Wyatt's release. Bray Wyatt's WWE release last July still has fans speculating why the promotion dumped one of its hottest attractions. Rumours have included things such as Wyatt's physical condition deterioration and Wyatt being overly critical of the storylines planned for his Fiend character. However, Dave Meltzer seems to think there's only one person responsible for Wyatt's release, Wyatt himself. Dave Meltzer discussed the situation on a recent Wrestling Observer Radio, saying, "Bray Wyatt is a completely different situation. Wyatt scared a lot of people because if someone like Wyatt gets fired, then only guys like Roman Reigns, Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar are safe. I think that's not really the case when you're at that level. The only reason that someone would want to cut someone like that would be if they wanted out and made a lot of noise about it." Despite Dave Meltzer's observations, we find it hard to believe that the WWE would just release a talent like Wyatt unless the company felt he just wasn't worth the trouble. Next up, WWE posts a video of Liv Morgan ambushing Big Time Becks. It looks like the WWE is taking the current storyline between Liv Morgan and Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch and turning it into a bitter feud, as the WWE recently posted a video of Liv attempting to ambush Lynch at the Performance Center. The video shows a kendo stick wielding Liv attacking a redhead in the ring during a training session. Unfortunately, the redhead turns out to be someone besides Becky, and the hunter becomes the hunted as Lynch surprises Morgan from behind. The video had the potential to show just how far Lynch has pushed Morgan. Unfortunately, the segment had more plot holes in it than WCW in 2000, leading to Wrestle Talk's Andy Datson posting, "Why did no one see Liv enter? Why did Liv not notice Becky's hair was different? Why did no one see Becky Lynch enter behind Liv Morgan? And, of course, why were there 4 cameramen at a training session?" As bad as these storytelling shortcomings were, we're concerned with how poorly Morgan was presented, as she looked clueless and downright dumb. Even more disturbing is the thought of the WWE running a kendo stick match between Lynch and Morgan at day 1, something which invokes the nightmarish memories from 2017's Extreme Rules pay-per-view, where Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss battled Bayley, then working as a babyface in a kendo stick on a pole match. The match was an awful affair, with Bayley looking so weak that it took a heel turn for the hugger to get any kind of career momentum back. Their presentation of Morgan as a viable contender for Lynch's championship has been weak so far, and this latest video really isn't helping. Next up, Brock breaks character. Now, Bleacher Report recently shared a hilarious photo of Lesnar and an unknown woman on the dance floor, with Lesnar playing it for laughs. While Brock has shown a gift for comedy as of late, it's unusual to see him in such light-hearted photos on social media. There's no word on who his dance partner is, as it clearly isn't his wife Sable. There is speculation that the mystery dancer might be Lesnar's daughter, or perhaps someone from a rumoured class reunion. Might Lesnar be preparing to compete on ABC's Dancing with the Stars? Next up, a superstar sent home. Did the WWE send current SmackDown superstar Mustafa Ali home? Well, the answer is yes, but as we'll see, Ali didn't do anything to incur Vince McMahon's wrath. Fightful Select is reporting, "We're told that while he asked for a couple of weeks off for paternity leave, that amount of time has already passed and it appears that there just wasn't anything planned for him for the Chicago shows. We've learned that WWE sent Ali home early for paternity leave, and he's not been on the road since before Survivor Series. Ali has found it difficult to gain any kind of momentum ever since his injury sidelined him from 2019's Elimination Chamber match, and even his role as a leader of the Retribution faction in 2020 proved kinda pointless." And finally, Tay Conti puts social media on hold. AEW star Tay Conti has taken a break from her social media, and now some fans are speculating whether it has to do with her recent online comments insinuating she and current TNT champion Sammy Guevara are in a relationship. This was a statement issued by Conti's team. This is Tay's management team writing to let you know that Tay is doing good, but will be stepping away from social media for a couple of days. In the meantime, we will be posting on Tay's behalf throughout the week. This includes normal posts as well as some sponsored posts that we have already recorded earlier in the month that must be posted this week. Thank you for reading. Happy holidays from Tay and a management company. Conti reportedly deleted her Twitter account, but that could just be a case of her taking a break. Conti's social media sabbatical follows news that Sammy Guevara has broken off his engagement with former girlfriend Pam Nizio. Guevara informed the fans, "I know a lot of you have supported us for a long time, and we have appreciated it so much over the past several years. Since you've all given us so much love and support, we figured we'd owe it to y'all to let you know that we are no longer in a relationship. We still love each other and wish nothing but the best for one another. We would appreciate your kindness and respect to our privacy during this time." Naturally, some fans, perhaps trolls is a better term, don't know how to respect wrestlers' private lives, and there have been comments speculating Conti, who was separated from her husband a while back, and Guevara are now dating. But Guevara addressed the rumors in a vlog, commenting, "Apparently you and I, Conti, are screwing." Conti brushed it off and said, "Really?" Guevara also posted the following message on Twitter. "This shouldn't have to be said, but my relationship with Pam ending had nothing to do with anyone else. Pam and I broke up back in October and just now felt the time was to make it publicly known, so please stop pointing fingers and looking for someone to blame." Well, there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.